On behalf of the chaplains of the McAllister Center for Religious Activities, it is my privilege to congratulate you on this happy day and to deliver the invocation as we get started. If you're able, I invite you to stand. A spirit of gratitude and celebration fills Marston Quad today. We are grateful to be in the company of those who have supported the class of 2019 in ways known and unknown. The supportive work of parents, families, friends, staff, faculty, and trustees have given these students the opportunity to breathe deeply of the best that these years have offered them. So we take a moment to breathe out our gratitude for all those who have helped these students through their long days and maybe some dark nights, who have spoken words of life into them at the right times, and who have worked for their good. Thank you. We now invoke that spirit which can make us wise for the days ahead, the spirit which teaches us to know which treasures will endure, and emboldens us to do righteousness and justice, that the class of 2019 might be agents of peace on and for the earth. Our highest hopes and prayers are with you, that you might know satisfying work, loving friendship, and even better days. And on this day, a happy, happy graduation day.
Good morning. On behalf of the trustees, faculty, and staff of Pomona College, and the members of the senior class who will receive their degrees today, it is my privilege to welcome you to the 126th commencement of Pomona College. First, on behalf of the class of 2019, I want to express the deepest gratitude to the families, the loved ones, the friends who have brought all of you this far. It's because of you, their loved ones, that they will be able to cross this stage. You've come from near and far to celebrate this great milestone. And the globe that you see, hopefully when you saw when you came in and that you'll see when you go out, is representative of how the intimacy of a small college can bring a big, wide world to one special place. I'm going to say a word about that beautiful globe. The artist is a Scripps graduate, Teal Hathaway. Matt Pavey, our Bridges Auditorium Senior Technical Director, oversaw the design construction, and Steve Barr from the theater department headed the frame construction. Many thanks to them. What a wonderful world. Today, you all are stepping into a wonderful, very complicated world. Commencement is one signpost along what's going to be a beautiful and at times difficult path. It's not a stop sign. This diploma, we do have them, marks a beginning, not an ending, and that's why we call it commencement. It's the beginning of taking all that you have gained here, in thought, in deed, and in word, and embarking on a journey, and it's not a journey just towards your personal gain. Though yes, what you've acquired at Pomona will enable you to gain a lot, but it's a journey toward a place in your life when you are seeking and doing all you can do to better the world that globe is reminding us of. It is a journey where you must carry the added riches that Pomona's founders told us of, and we must bear them in trust for humankind. Every graduate of the class of 2019 has fully met the high academic standards of Pomona College. Yesterday, we had the Class Day Awards ceremony, and we celebrated the amazing achievements of the members of this class. Commencement is the capstone celebration, and our highest prize is the Rena Gurley Archibald High Prize, awarded to the member of the graduating class with the highest academic achievement. This year, the Rena Gurley Archibald High Prize is awarded to Sarah Jane Jones. The highest level of achievement, however, is only possible with the highest level of instruction. Our Pomona professors provide that. They're amongst the most respected in their fields, but they offer more than expertise. They offer more than instruction. They offer mentorship. Students aren't just seat warmers in their classroom, they're human beings to connect with even after their course is in, years after graduation, long into the lengths of their lives. That is the beauty of this education, the formation that happens as professors pour their knowledge and their love into their students without reservation. And each year, we honor the best among the faculty members who do this. The Wig Award for Excellence in Teaching is granted each year by a committee of trustees and faculty based on ballots cast by students. It is the college's highest honor for its faculty. And I would ask this year's winners of the Wig Award for Excellence in Teaching to stand as I read their names. Assistant Professor of Psychology and Chicano Latino Studies, Guadalupe Bacho. Professor of Politics, Susan McWilliams-Bart. Associate Professor of History, Pei Chu. W.M. Keck Distinguished Service Professor and Professor of Mathematics, Stefan Garcia. Assistant Professor of Theater and Dance, Carolyn Ratteray. And Professor of English and Africana Studies, Valerie Thomas. Wow. Reflect on these last 4 years, class of 2019. When you get that diploma in hand, feel great pride in what you have accomplished. You have worked so hard. But I ask you today to give that globe a good second or third look and look at the whole span of it. Remember that in the world that you have acquired with this education, you have a rare and a precious gift. Honor it by using it well. Now, we are honored to have with us, along with faculty, students, staff, families, and friends, 15 members of the college's Board of Trustees, led by our board chair, Samuel D. Glick, of the class of 2004. Thank you for coming. Now, once this is all over, we're going to have a reception. We're going to have opportunities to mingle and greet back on the walkway to the side, which we had covered just in case the sprinkles return. And together, let's celebrate the class of 2019 and commission these new emissaries of hope and transformation for this waiting world.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to introduce our outstanding senior class president, Laura Zhang. She came to us from Pennsylvania and has had a profound impact on campus. She has worked in the admissions office as a tour guide for 4 years and is now head guide and runs the admissions Instagram. As an outdoor adventure leader, Laura led a river rafting trip in 2018 and a backpacking trip through the Sequoias in this year. An athlete, Laura ran cross country for our Pomona Pitzer team for 2 years. Laura also is a major in cognitive science, which has opened doors for her to have summer internships from Hanoi to Philadelphia. In Hanoi, Laura completed a research project on ways to reduce the demand for bear bile in Vietnam. And in Philadelphia, she utilized human-centered design to shift people's preference for animal-based products to herbal treatments. And next year, Laura will be off to do an English teaching Fulbright in Taiwan. Please join me in welcoming Laura to the podium.
Thank you, Dean Hinkson. Wow, there's a lot of you guys. Good morning, seniors. You finally get to hear that in person rather than through email. Congratulations on making it to this day. I know this has not been an easy journey for many, but we made it. One night, when I was looking for inspiration for this speech, I went up to the roof of Dialysis, one of the senior dorms. You're not really supposed to be up there, but there I was among the solar panels, looking out on a peaceful Claremont night. I could see the outlines of the mountains, our beloved scenic backdrop, the paths we routinely walk to get to class, and the lights on in individual rooms and suites, not to be creepy. The scene felt intimate and provided a contrast to the sunshiny image of Pomona that we see day to day and on admissions brochures. Sorry, Tom. The individual lights in people's rooms struck me in particular because with each light, I could imagine how someone had carefully constructed their space and built a life for themselves here. I wondered what people were thinking, what they were doing. Were they contemplating deep life thoughts or writing a Claremont crush? Were they actually doing the readings for class or watching Game of Thrones? Probably the latter in both cases, if we're being honest. As I sat there staring into your rooms, I realized two important things. The first was that I would never be able to write a speech that encompassed all the intimacies of our lives here, of everyone's lives here. That one may be obvious, but I think it's important to acknowledge the depth of experiences we hold. The second was by how looking at our campus at a different time of day, from an elevated perspective, 3 stories in the air, I saw a different side of Pomona. Looking at the dorms, something so familiar, from this new perspective, I was reminded of the many ways that Pomona has challenged me to see things in a new light. Like many Pomona students, I came in with a sense of self that was intensely dependent on academic success. Sophomore year was rough, and when I didn't do as well as I expected, I was overwhelmed with insecurities. I've worked really hard to let the self-doubt go, but it still crops up every now and then. Just earlier this semester, as a second semester senior, it came back. I went to talk to Professor Richard Lewis, who I'm just now realizing is probably sitting behind me and has no idea I'm about to say this. But I went to talk to him because I was stressed about his class, The Social Brain, which is a great class, by the way. During this conversation, he said something so simple and so obvious, especially since I'm a cognitive science major. He said, "College is the time to restructure the neural pathways in your brain. You are here at a peak time in your life to experience new things, meet new people, and break down old habits and biases. You are stimulating your mind with new information in order to reshape the way your neurons communicate and strengthen new neural pathways. The other things don't matter." I don't know, some neuro majors might correct me on that, but yeah. It's not surprising he thinks this way because he's a neuropsychology professor, but his perspective stood out to me because it reframed the importance of our education here, not in terms of grades or honors, but in terms of how we have restructured our brains and broadened our worldviews. It reminded me that it is our willingness to let our views change that is the beauty of a liberal arts education. Once I understood this lesson, I told him I was only taking his class for fun because apparently as a second semester senior, I had nothing better to do with my time. And he promptly told me to drop his class and enjoy the rest of my year. Which I did. I'm sure that many of us have had similar experiences, similar moments to this, with different lessons, of course. As our time, as our time at Pomona has taught us to unsee what we think we know and piece things back together in ways we did not know how to before. Guided by our professors and by each other, we have learned how to deconstruct and analyze both facets of our own identities and the building blocks that make up our society, from molecules and atoms to structures and institutions. By doing so, we have developed 3-story high perspectives, like that of the dialysis roof, elevated not in the sense that we are better than others, but in that we have earned the ability to see far beyond what is immediately in front of us. This perspective, hopefully, allows us to empathize with others, be patient with ourselves, and recognize the injustices and inequalities in our society. Many of us do not need higher education to tell us that these injustices exist. Many of us, our friends and our families, feel the consequences of these inequalities every day, even in the bubble that is Pomona. Throughout our time here, we have seen a rather tumultuous political climate, both nationally and globally. We have seen significant turnovers in the US government, international governments, and in our own administration. Despite all these changes, students have unwaveringly advocated for better survivor support, better mental health resources, and support for DACA, first generation, and low-income students, among many, many, many other things. Higher education Higher education should not come at the compromise of our safety, mental health, citizenship status, or financial security, and rather should help us promote these areas. Thank you to all the student activists who have put so much into causes that are often so personal and emotionally taxing. I know your efforts have not been easy. These issues reach far beyond Pomona, obviously, and as scary as that may be, I trust that our education has equipped us with the skills and awareness to tackle challenges that are both deeply personal and elevated beyond ourselves. My biggest hope is that as alumni, we will continue to use our Pomona education to improve ourselves and the lives of those around us. This includes giving back to our Pomona community and using our power as alumni to ensure that Pomona stays true to the values that we care about. And I know that we're very ambitious, we're all very ambitious, high-achieving people. We wouldn't have been here otherwise. So I also want to emphasize that we can make our impacts at whatever pace and whatever capacity we are able to. Maybe that is just through being kind and sharing positive day-to-day interactions. That is fine. Our current world operates at such a rapid pace and leaves so little headspace for the thoughtfulness required for new perspectives. I think this is the root of a lot of problems in our society and at our school. So I hope we all learn how to slow down and be more intentional in our actions. I know I always need to be reminded of that. Looking out at our class, I am struck by how few seats we fill. Out of all the people in the world, we are the only Pomona College class of 2019 graduates. When we stepped foot on this campus as little baby sage hens, we came from so many different backgrounds, each as invaluable as the next. Now, as graduates, we are bonded by Pomona education, and though that may look immensely different for each of us, what we share is the privilege of having been here, and we should never forget that. On that note, I would like to give a big thank you to all the people who have made our time here so special and who we will never forget. Thank you to our friends who remind us to take care of ourselves when we need it the most. In the times when you may be feeling lonely post-grad, I hope you hold on tightly to these friends who have become like family. Wig Nation forever. Thank you to our families who have supported us throughout the years, and special birthday shout out to Miss Moon. Thank you to my family, all 15 of them sitting in the row over there. You've done so much for me, and I am extremely grateful. Thank you to our professors who have mentored us. Thank you to the dining hall, housekeeping, and maintenance staff for feeding us and being invaluable to our time here. Thank you to my senior class committee and all the ASPC staff, as well as Sweet to Sweet, for making this job so much fun. Most importantly, thank you all, the class of 2019, for being a really wonderful class. I had a great time organizing senior events, and since I bothered you about it all year, I thought I should let you know that we made it to 70% senior class donations. So thank you. I feel truly lucky to have shared this time with you all, and every time I see you figuring out your paths and working hard towards your goals, I am inspired to work harder myself. Thank you again for everything. I have been honored to serve as your senior class president. Congratulations. I wish you all the best.
And now it's my honor to introduce our second amazing student speaker, Ivan Kimball Hernandez Solomon, Jr. He came to us from North Carolina as a Questbridge Scholar. His commitment to building and informing the community has led him to serving as a panelist for the Judicial Board, coordinating campus events via the Pomona Events Committee, and being a diversity intern in the admissions office. Ivan is the director of the Young Men's Circle Mentor Program that provides academic support for minority male students at Pomona High School. As the director, he leads a team of 10 mentors who function as role models and regularly engage with high school students to keep them focused on achieving their academic goals. Ivan has served as a research assistant for Amnesty International in Morocco and Cornell Law School. Fluent in Arabic and Spanish, Ivan is a dual major in international relations and Middle Eastern studies. Please join me in welcoming Ivan to the podium.
Okay. First of all, I want to give a shout out to Amara Rahman. She just graduated from American University. She's a real source of inspiration. She supported me all year. She's the best friend I've made while I've been in college. And she's actually the one that told me to apply for this. I didn't know it was like something you apply for. But yeah, and thank you for everyone that voted for me. I know that everyone, like all of the candidates were really good candidates to speak. I read the little blurb I posted, and I wouldn't have voted for me. Actually, I voted for Sam Borge. Yeah, I think that she should have been up here. Yeah, shout out to you, Sam. Okay. Now, this isn't a story of rags to riches. I don't much believe in those. But this is a story of a young man who ate well over 1,000 peanut butter and jellies in high school. 4 years later, riding his bike over to In-N-Out. I still don't take Ubers, because if you take an Uber, it's like $5 for the Uber, the burger's $5, and you take an Uber back, that's another $5. That's 3 burgers worth of money, but you only get 1 burger. So I still ride my bike. And I walk up there, and I tell the person working that, yes, indeed, I do want cheese on my burger, because I got it like that now. To be honest, I didn't know anything about Pomona College before I applied. My counselors in high school were pushing me to apply for community college and then transfer to a state school. It was actually my junior year English teacher, Mrs. Coleman, who told me about Questbridge, so I applied through that. I spent my 2-week winter break senior year in my room just applying to 15 different schools, and I really only applied to Pomona because it was in California, and in North Carolina we still have this idea about California like it's the promised land, like it's the best place on earth. So I was thinking about, you know, like palm trees and beaches and Hollywood and events in LA. Yeah. But when I got here, it was really dry and hot. I remember my orientation adventure was to Sequoia National Forest. That's where I made one of my best friends here. His name's Bradley. We get lunch every Tuesday. It's really cute. Parents should be proud. But I was expecting it to be like the Appalachians, where there's trees everywhere. It's a national forest. My first time being in a national forest. I got there, I saw like 3 trees and 1 coyote. The coyote was even sad. Everything was dusty, just like the rest of my year. It was a drought too, just in many ways. And wait, don't laugh too hard about that one. Okay. And I really thought about transferring. I reached out to my friends at other schools. I wanted to go to Emory because it's outside Atlanta, and Atlanta's a poppin' city. But they didn't give me enough money. Shout out to Pomona Financial Aid. Mrs. Robin Thompson helped me out there. Yes. But yeah, I had trouble my first year making friends. It was difficult to like find people that I related to or related with on a real personal level, and it was honestly difficult to carry conversation a lot of time. But it was the relationships with my professors that really made me stay my first year. I remember Mr. Stephen Marks, Professor Marks. He's my first year economics professor, and last month thesis reader, bless his heart. It was not my best work, but it is done, and I'm graduating. We all are. But he invited me to his house for Thanksgiving, and that really meant a lot. It showed me that people care. Same with Professor Michael Prather. He no longer teaches here. He's a visiting professor. And I asked for extension after extension after extension to the point where he was just like, turn it in when you turn it in. But I would go into his office every single week, and it was like my therapy before I knew what therapy was. I would just go in there and talk about my problems. So he really helped me out. And then Dean Middleton over at OBSA, she sent me over to Atlanta for a conference. And like I said, I really like Atlanta. So I had a good time there. I got to meet up with my sister. But it really showed me. I was like, dang, this place is a very special place. Not special in like it's relaxing and fun or exciting, but it's special in that it has like a $2 billion endowment. And you could, yeah, sorry about that. And you could do a lot with that. It was a revelation. It's like, so just by going to a rich school, I could do rich people things. Like I could live a rich adjacent lifestyle, and I'll take it. Like I might not be able to eat at restaurants or buy shoes that aren't Vans or whatever, but I can get the school to pay for me to go to conferences where they serve fancy shrimp snacks or hors d'oeuvres while wearing a suit that OBSA bought me, and I'm still wearing that suit right now 2 years later. Yes. And then I can come back and share these opportunities with my community, the same people that supported me getting out here. And this was the change in mindset that was exactly what I needed. I accepted things I didn't like about the school, and I decided to focus on all the opportunities and privileges that I'm afforded. And I also started doing my readings. So there I was at the beginning of my sophomore year with a blueprint, a plan, if you will. And now that I accepted that my social life was more or less dead, I had way more time on my hands to take advantage of all the opportunities afforded to me. I got back to my finessing ways, the ways of my youth when I was hustling, selling watermelons on the side of the road with my sister Ivana, she's over there, and the toughness that my mom also taught me. And I really started talking to my professors. And it turned out after I started doing my readings, and I had like things to contribute to the classroom instead of questions to ask, they liked me a lot more, and they would encourage me to apply to different programs. And this is actually how I ended up in Morocco my junior year as a Boran scholar. I was talking trash with my, thank you, yeah. I was there talking trash with my host sisters, eating really good food, and just like advancing my Arabic and being in a place where, I don't know, I felt like more of a person instead of like a book when I'm here. And it wasn't my first time in a foreign country, but it was my first time being paid to do something that I would have already wanted to do for free. That I would have already done for free, and I loved it. It was nice feeling grounded again to be around people who more appreciated what life had given us, and it reminded me how far I've come, revealed to me how far I'm going to go, and allowed me to recognize all of those who had helped me throughout this journey. That's called I forgot what that's called. I learned that my junior year English class, you do things in like threes, it sounds better. And I was, tricolon, maybe? Okay. I was sitting in the desert outside of Merzouga with Peter, Rosalind, and Neha. This is a dramatic reimagination. I didn't really think about it, but like, anyway, this made me think back to the prompt of 2015. And the prompt was, what does freedom mean to you? And at that time, I don't know if Sarah's probably here. She read my essay. She was a reader for North Carolina. She's the last reason why I'm at Pomona. Thank you for that. But at that time, I was sitting in my room, winter, writing my applications, not proofreading them. I didn't really have anyone to proofread them. So really, thank you for letting me come here. And I was just thinking, like, freedom at that time for me was being able to move across the country and pursue this dream and, like, chase opportunities. But my concept of freedom has changed as I've been exposed to so many different privileges. So now freedom for me is having the opportunity to do something like this, or going to Morocco and studying and getting paid to study and graduating with more money in my bank account than when I started, and being able, wait, I wrote that later, hold up. So yes, I have a more expansive idea of freedom now. And it's the freedom of being supported by the people in this crowd and my family and the people on this stage as well. And it's this sense of support from professors and administrators and students and family that is what makes this place so great. It has afforded me many privileges, not in the intergenerational wealth sense, but in the sense that I can start my own scholarship fund for the students that I mentor over at Pomona High School just by reaching out to alums. Thank you. Yeah, we've raised about $3,500 so far, and we're going to give the awards on Monday. Yeah, it's incredible. Now, one of the most boring and generic questions I would get during tours, and I've done many tours, hundreds of tours. I gave a tour to Sasha Obama once. That was pretty. It was a baller moment. But the question I always get is, if you could go back in time, would you come here again? And I used to kind of put some sugar on it, some honey, a little cherries on top, because there's more snakes and fakes than I would like there to be. Y'all know it's true. There's a lot of good people, too. But last Sunday, when I was riding back from San Diego in senior week, I actually went, shout out to Chris Flores, he hosted me the whole time, made me feel welcome and comfortable. I was asked this question again. And this time, even though I wasn't being paid by the Office of Admissions, I said yes, I sincerely would, because the opportunities and knowledge I've gained here will be celebrated for generations. This school has brought me a level of stability into my life which would have been otherwise unachievable. And with the support of this school, I am graduating with no loans, a job, and invaluable connections. Yeah. And I'm graduating with way more money than I started with. Don't tell the IRS. We haven't worked that thing out yet. And I'll probably never have to worry about money again. And for me, that's a very important thing. I've had to pay for school as I've been here. I've been working since I was like 14 years old. Only my sister will get this, but when I was like 11, I had to pay for my own $50 skate park membership. It was a year membership. My sister got to go to dance lessons every single month. My mom was dropping like $100 on her. I was like, can I get $50 for this membership? She was like, no. So anyway, I've been having to make money all my life, so it's nice feeling comfortable. Oh, don't tell the alumni office about that either. They're gonna be calling me pretty soon. But yeah, with all these privileges and all these opportunities, I might even take an Uber over to In-N-Out after this. But don't tell my kids when I have them that I'm this well off, because I'm gonna still make them work to put that cheese on their burgers. Thank you.
Thank you, Ivan. Thank you, Laura. I think all of the parents in the audience can see why we love our students, because they make us laugh and they make us cry and they make us proud all at the same time. So thank you both. So another fabulous thing about Pomona is that you will hear magic as soon as I stop talking from our Glee Club. Donna M. DeGrazia is the conductor, and David J. Baldwin, professor of music and choral conductor. And the Pomona College Glee Club will now perform extraordinary musical selections. Thank you.
Deep in the dark that envelops the park, there's romance in each cigarette's glow. Down by the
Good morning, graduates, parents, family, friends, trustees, and colleagues. Congratulations to the class of 2019. It is my great honor to introduce Esther Brimmer as our speaker today. Dr. Brimmer is an expert on transatlantic relations who has had an illustrious career in the worlds of both academia and public service, since leaving Pomona with a degree in international relations in 1983. Welcome back to Pomona, Dr. Brimmer. Dr. Brimmer currently serves as the Executive Director and CEO of NAFSA, the largest and most comprehensive association of professionals committed to advancing international higher education. As the director of the Oldenburg Center, I know NAFSA well as the organization that provides the training and support we need to host international students, scholars, and language residents, people who enrich our community and who allow Pomona's mission statement to ring true. We are indeed strongly rooted in Southern California, yet global in our orientation. NAFSA also advocates on a much larger scale, shaping policies and standing up for international education and collaboration, even when governments seem to push against it. Thank you, Dr. Brimmer, for this important work. After leaving Pomona, Dr. Brimmer received a master's and doctorate in international relations from Oxford University. She has since held many other important positions. She has been the J.B. and Maurice C. Shapiro Professor at George Washington University's Elliott School of International Affairs. She served in the U.S. Department of State 3 times, including as Assistant Secretary of State for International Organization Affairs. She has held faculty and leadership roles at the Johns Hopkins University's Paul H. Nitze School of International Affairs and the College of Europe in Bruges, Belgium. She is a life member of the Council of Foreign Relations, as well as the Foreign Relations, a member of the Department of Defense National Security Education Board, as well as the Executive Board of the Atlantic Council. She has published numerous articles and edited 8 books on transatlantic relations. Her work has been translated into 5 languages. Faculty who knew Dr. Brimmer during her time at Pomona tell me she was a superb student of international relations, always elegant, self-confident, and engaging, and in control of every situation. Sure signs of things to come. The Pomona Oracle also tells me that Dr. Brimmer lived in the Oldenburg residence, but I learned, in fact, she was a very frequent visitor of language tables. And as the Oldenburg Center faculty director, this makes me even happier that she is here. Madam President, on behalf of the Board of Trustees and the faculty of Pomona College, it is my very great honor to present Esther Brimmer for the degree of Doctor of Public Service.
Esther Brimmer, by the power vested in me by the Pomona College Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Public Service in Pomona College, honoris causa.
Thank you so much. This is an amazing moment. I am deeply honored by the celebration and by receiving the honorary degree from Pomona College. This really is amazing to be back for this. This is a very, very special place, and thank you so much, and thank you for letting me be part of this joyous moment of our community and our academic commitment and our commitment to each other. So this is really an outstanding moment. Thank you for that introduction. Thank you, President Starr. Thank you to the Pomona College faculty, to the Board of Trustees. Greetings to the family and friends gathered here, and congratulations to the class of 2019. It is an honor and a delight to speak to you today. I stand before you as a proud Pomona alumna. Much has changed on campus, but the fundamentals remain the same. Yes, there are even more beautiful buildings. But as always, inside those beautiful buildings, professors and students strive for academic excellence. This is a special place. I formed deep, long-lasting friendships that have withstood time and distance. I grew up in Washington, D.C., but was eager to go west. I came to Pomona because in those days, yes, last century, in those days, Pomona was one of the few colleges to have a strong undergraduate international relations major. Through Pomona, I had life-changing experiences. Now at commencement, we look forward. But let me take you back to see the lens through which I view the future. I look back 3 decades to what was probably a chilly morning, a little bit like today, to a chilly morning, because I was not in Southern California. The student across the classroom asked the professor a question in French, and the professor responded in French. Another asked a question in English, and the professor replied in the same language. Students and the professor were equally fluent in both languages. I was impressed by the ways in which knowledge of another language enabled a rich and nuanced discussion. I was in Geneva in a Pomona College study abroad program. I was thrilled to be accepted and had worked hard to get there. Applicants had to meet a standard of excellence to be admitted because the participants were placed in an institution of graduate-level study. That semester, studying in Geneva sparked my interest in the tutorial system, which led me to Oxford for my graduate study and confirmed my interest in international organizations and confirmed that this was going to be an important part of my life and began my affection for that somberly elegant lakeside city, Geneva. Over the years, I've been back to Geneva at important points in my life. I was back in the year 2000 as a member of the United States delegation helping to negotiate a United Nations resolution on a right to democracy. By that time, I was married. Indeed, my husband and 3-year-old son accompanied me to Geneva for the multi-week session. As was the case so many times in my life, I could not have managed a career and family without the support of my dear husband, who's here today. Years later, when I was Assistant Secretary for International Organizations, the United States mission to the United Nations organizations in Geneva would be my bureau's largest post, even larger than New York. Indeed, my proudest single moment as a diplomat occurred in Geneva when I gave the first ever speech on behalf of the United States as an elected member of the new United Nations Human Rights Council in September 2009. Why was that important? Thank you. It was important because the United States was finally entering this important forum for the global discussion of human rights. The United States should not be absent from such significant international debates, even if the venue is imperfect. As you will soon hear, I think it is important to step up and speak up, not sit on the sidelines. Now, that leads me to 3 pieces of advice. Yes, I'm going to do things in threes. Yes, 3 pieces of advice I would like to offer today's graduates. The first was my father's advice to me: run with the swift. The second is give back. And the third is find your fun. So run with the swift. Now, my father, who was the commencement speaker at my 1983 Pomona graduation ceremony, wanted to instill the importance of learning from the best. I'm still trying to live up to that motto, but informed key decisions in my life. The idea behind Run with the Swift is that whatever you choose to do, you should try to learn from the best. Earlier in life, I focused on the latter part of that phrase, the swift. Obviously, I went to Pomona, an institution that, as you know, strives for excellence in undergraduate education. In those days, the undergraduate degree program in international relations was rare, but Pomona had the best. I continued to seek excellence in education and was honored to earn a master's and doctoral degrees from Oxford University. These days, I appreciate the importance of the first part of that phrase, run. It's run with the swift. It means you have to be in the race. You cannot sit on the sidelines. You have to commit to do those things that are important to you. Sometimes that means just jumping in. I remember asking a former boss and mentor, always ask for advice, always went to him for advice, in the fall of 2006. He queried a lacuna in my career. I had never worked for a political campaign. He asked me, did I care about politics? Which I did. Yet I had not participated in a campaign directly. He asked if I had a candidate whom I would support, which I did. He encouraged me to act on my convictions, which I did. I took a chance and volunteered for a young senator from Illinois, which turned out to be the best career decision I ever made. Eventually, I led one of the campaign policy groups and was later honored to serve in his presidential administration. However, this is actually not a party political appeal. It is a call to get involved in the best cohort of whatever you choose to do. Run with the swift. It can take you down a long path, but to a satisfying destination. Give back. My second point is find ways to give back. I recognize that I was very fortunate that my parents could give me a Pomona education, including education abroad. My father had studied abroad, and I hear that you're going on a Fulbright? Yes, yes. Because my father was actually in the first group of Fulbright scholars in India in 1951. I know that studying abroad was a fundamental component of my education as a person and as a professional. I am thankful that my current job, that in this job I can help others experience the benefits of education abroad and of international education in general. As Executive Director and CEO of NAFSA, the Association of International Educators, I work with professionals in colleges and universities as part of my way of giving back by paying it forward to future students. But third, it's important to find your fun. Discover an activity that brings excitement, contentment, joy, or satisfaction to your life. Such fulfillment can come from a commitment to a lifelong passion. This is something beyond your job or your career. It may involve your family, but it's distinctive to you. For me, it's horses. I've enjoyed riding since I was 9 years old. I rode while I was at Pomona. I even rode when I was studying in Geneva. Yes, wearing my riding clothes, I would take the bus to the end of the line, then walk from there to the stable. I rode when I was at the State Department, usually really late at night, for which my horse really never forgave me, and still do so now. Your personal passion is not determined by your job. Over the years, your job will change. Your family responsibilities will change. And finding your fun is nurturing that personal passion that makes you feel more distinctly yourself. Finding your fun can give you the internal strength to run with the swift and give back. My first two pieces of advice demand an outpouring of your talents into the world. This third piece of advice suggests ways to replenish yourself for the long journey. In effect, I'm asking you to engage your head, your heart, and your soul. Your head tells you to run with the swift. Your heart entreats you to give back, and your soul implores you to find your fun. Draw on all three as you commence your new life after college, which brings us back to today. Earning a college degree is still a remarkable, life-changing achievement. When you walk across this stage today, think of and thank the ones who brought you here. When I sat where you're sitting, actually we were inside that here, I understood that I did not inhabit this space alone. My parents had encouraged me. They knew how important a college degree would be to the life they had wanted to lead. So, despite growing up in the segregated South in the Depression, my father was the first in his family to go to college, thanks to the GI Bill. He eventually earned his PhD. On my mother's side, not only had she gone to college and graduate school in the 1950s, her parents had gone to college graduating in 1924. Empowered by their newly earned degrees, my grandparents were part of the Great Migration North. Yet my grandmother was steered on this path by her grandmother, my great-great-grandmother, who, despite the barriers of the early 20th century, had moved her daughters from the South Carolina farm that she owned to the city of Columbia so they could go to school. Do you recall my mentioning my son? Oh God, I probably need the Kleenex now. Do you recall my mentioning my son who accompanied me to Geneva when he was 3? He's now 22. When he graduates from college in a few weeks, I'll be out there on the stage as being the proud parent, he will be the 4th generation of our family to do so. He, like you, like me, stands on the shoulders of generations. Whether you are the first in your family to get a college degree, or just the latest one, when you graduate, you know that there was someone who helped you get to this point and across the stage to receive your diploma. I hope you can pay that gift forward to future generations. So graduates, thank you for the honor of being one of the people today, wishing you well as you set off on the next stage of your journey. I encourage you to run with the swift, to give back, and to find your fun. And to Pomona College, thank you so much for this honor. It means more to me than you will know. Congratulations to the class of 2019.
Thank you very much, Dr. Brimmer. It's a privilege to have you here, and we're very happy to host you. Now, we will proceed to the conferring of the degrees.
Will the members of the class of 2019 please rise? Madam President, upon the recommendation of the faculty of Pomona College and by vote of the Board of Trustees, I have the honor to present these candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Pomona College.
Now, by the authority vested in me by the Board of Trustees, I confer upon you, individually as you present yourselves, the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Pomona College with all the rights and privileges appertaining thereunto.
Morgan Reese William Dyson. Jordan James Peterson. Chandra Nicole Snyder Boyk. Peter Allen Davis. Oops, I'm sorry. My mistake, excuse me. I rehearsed this over and over. Peter Wallace Brown. Peter Allen Davis. Allison Margaret Kierkegaard. Taylor Sebi Park. Jeremy Alexander Taylor. Danielle Sierra Wharton. Asher Boyd Abrams. Sami Abu Drawara. Jennifer Aminta Abuseba. Ianulua Adeniji. Siddhartha Agarwal. Karen Melissa Alpulce Caceres. Leslie Andrea Alvarado. Joshua Gustav Anderson. Natasha Anis. Lucia Makiko Onsen. Heidi Margaret Artigue. Merjan Atayeva. Madison Dominic Augustine. Jonathan Giovanni Apetita. Naomi Ellen Bear. Seyun Peck. Soleil X. Balvanzi. Richard Bayena. Pulkit Bansal. Erica Maria Louise Berry. Henry Carew Bendicki. David Benjamin Burkinski. Morgan Kyle Berlin. Cleo Ann Berliner. Brianna Esther Berrios. Harmela Bayene. Erin Rose Bigas. Sarah Grace Palmerton Benow. T. Rex Bedoya. Evan Xing Bograd. Samantha Badiola Borge. Pascalina Bourbon. Mariah Curtis Bowman. Ellington Owen Bramwell. Andrew Brown. Spencer Campbell. Jocelyn Maritza Campoverde. Gregory Charles Cannon. Lucas Jacobs Carmel. Caroline Irene Casper. Peter Taeyong Cha. Shayok Chakraborty. Arthur Chang. Gilbert Chang. Joanna Chun Shuen Chang, summa cum laude. Mohammed Ahmed Chaudhry. Ariana Marie Chen. Jinhui Cheng. Brennan Phillips Chess. Arpana Chintapali. Heji Cho. Allison Shelby Choi. Eugene Chu. Eric Joshua Chu. Chelsea Marissa Clark Edmiston. Emily Isabel Coffin. Eli Benton Cohen. Jack Joseph Connor. Nicholas Darren Corrente, dual engineer program at Dartmouth College, the first at Pomona. Peter Aiden Cowell. Mackenzie Hagan Cummings. Demaya Crisura Curry. Timothy James Duff Curtis. Maximilian Dahl. Shaylee Nicole Dalton. Giselle De La Torre Pinedo. Brady Alexander Demerit. Courtney Joyce Dean. Kenny Denny. Ian Timothy Descamps. Naisa Regina Desir. Maimuna Griffin Jara. Ariana Gabriela Diaz. Israel Diaz Garcia. Quan Ming Do. Bradley Bennett Drzinski. Johnny Eck Aben. Lauren Alexis English. Ricardo Javier Espinosa. Sarah E. Tuck. Rosalind Marcia Faulkner. Bekaloliwa Anita Fawehimi. Yanai Feldman. Yvette Diana Fernandez. Aidan Samuel Ferrer. John Joseph Flanagan. Sean Michael Flannery. Christopher Michael Flores. Claire Marie Flynn. Christina Folta. Jacob Fontana. Ryan Williams Franzese. Jeffrey Adam Friedman, summa cum laude. Saul Waning Fu. Rachel Ann Ronquillo Galano. Oscar Felipe Galindo Munoz. Nathan Alexander Gallatin. Yishuan Gao. Ana Lilian Garcia Castañeras. Eric Michael Garcia. Ileana Isabel Garcia. Juliet E. Gardner. Joshua Charles Jaru. Samuel Robert Jaru. Nicholas Andrew George. Liu Brooke Getacho. Samuel Basurga Glazer. Justine Mary Gluck. Elizabeth Sarah Godby. Eric John Goffin. Shai Liam Goldberg. Casey Philip Godwin. Jay Graham. Tanya Alicia Buchanan Gray. Sarah Frances Grazel Ward. Alejandro Guerrero Vargas. Natalie Elizabeth Guevara Martinez. Xiaoton Gui. Connie Guo. Wen Tao Guo. Joseph Youngjong Ha. Laura Hetzel. Nathan Han. Spencer J. Hammersmith. Joseph R. Hammer. Elon Solomon Harris. Rebecca Marie Harvey. Jordan Rashad Hawkins. Joey Adrian Hernandez. Daniel Archer Hill. Natalie Fumi Hill. Daniela Nicole Hinojosa Sada. Benjamin Jackson Hogoboom. Melissa Ann Hook. Arden Hu. Zhao Qi Huang. Adrian Pak Sen Hui. Sophia Hui. Francis Hung. Charlotte Louise Hyde. Marco Francesco Iovino. Eisen K. Vidania IPAC. Isa Ishaq. Elijah Jabber Bey. Jabor Bey. Shane Deandre Jackson. Audrey Yeonsuk Jung. Sophie Michelle Jansen. Savannah Dorothy Jett. Lucy Jiang. Sarah Jin. Nathan Robert Johnson. Sarah Jane Jones, summa cum laude, and Rena Gurley Archibald High Scholarship winner. Ileana Claire Kaplan. Neelish K. Karadi. Leah Hannah Keali. Thomas Michael Gaffney Kelleher. Molly Keller. Shireen Taranum Khan. Corbin Joseph Koch. Theodore Richard Kerner. Bailey Lai. Hemina Marne Lane. Theodore Noel Long. Kyla Carmel Lanker. Nicole Lina Larson. William Gordon Latta. Kai Tan Lei. Ashley Faith Leader. Justin Y. Lee. Maxim Leschinski. Pollyanna Liang. Abigail Sarah Larson Lewis. Janelle Sophia Lewis. Nicholas Andrew Lewis. Baiyu Lee. Wesley Liang. Angela Hu Ling. Lathan Liu. Senke Adisa Littlepool. Tsing-Yi Liu. Alec Carter Long. Brian Curran Lawrence. Catherine Yvonne Lott. Spencer Lowe Louis. Connor Andrew Loveland. Jacob Paul Lubert. Ethan Thomas Lund. Victor Manuel Machado. Xavier Victor Maciel. Yichao Mao. Autumn Linnea Martin. Sylvia Martinez. Anita Leanne Matthias. Manakoro Majojo Mbai. Bailey Elizabeth McCuskey. Natalie David McDonald, summa cum laude. Marie Kelly McHugh. James Hernandez McIntyre. Jessica Elizabeth McKenzie. Shivang Mehta, summa cum laude. Noah Leonard Melrod. Paul Daniel Mesa. Tiffany Pan Me. Catherine Lynn Miller. Sarp Hussein Misolu. Josephina Modest. Ali Momin. Nina Maria Sophia Mueller. Aliyah Shakira Muhammad. Jose Munoz Lopez. Mudit Morarka. Ruben Dimas Murray. Lusajo Lusikilo Mwakibiti. Saul Nevada Nedis. Akira Kenneth Nago. William J. Nam. Elora Sunil Naik. Kutai Nazle. Janie Lee Neal. Christopher Alexander Nykirk. Juliana Andrea Naira Diaz. Donovan William New. Andrew Nui. Nanicha Nitipiaroj. Sylvia Akweza Wakama. Peter Oren Nyberg. Cynthia Angela Nyongesa. Malaika Ugukwe. Karam Oktar. Jessica Orduño Marin. Adrian Francisco Pagan. Micaiah London Palmer. Esther Park. Tanya Partida. Neha Shailesh Patel. Matthew Okubo Patterson. Barbara Joy Paish. Andrew Pfeiffer Palos. Paige Marie Pepitone. Naila Perez Stringari. Marilyn Perkins. Melissa Sky Petito. Teresa Pham. Tron Huyen Pham. Jessica Fan. Andrew Richard Phillips. Vesta Ruth Pitts. Blake Gordon Plant. Marcus Brooks Polk. Simone Posada Fishman. Austin Taylor Prather. Romario Alexander Quijano. Priyanka Ramanan. Lucera Esmeralda Ramirez Aguirre. Hayat Ramzi Hassin. Matthew Riali Hatton. Christina Lauren Reed. Andrew Theodore Reichling. Samantha Elise Resnick, summa cum laude. Paula Reyes Daza. Griffin Bedell Ridley. Diana Angelica Rodriguez. Jocelyn Isabel Rodriguez. Kermit Rodriguez. Sophie Apple Rowe. Evelyn Beatrice Romero. Connor Lawrence Rooney. Elizabeth Pratt Rose. Daniel Rosenbaum. Leah Caroline Rosenzweig. Rami Rossi. Samuel Alexander Rubin. Alberto Andre Ruiz. Sergio Antonio Ruvalcaba. Divya Adeline Ryan. Motassam Salama. Carlos Ivan Sala Ortega. Harini Salgaju. Camille Angeli Sanchez. Lana Celine Sanchez. Nikhil Bardwaj Sani. Kenna Sarah Shamal. Larson Skartvet Schwabi. Sabine Scott. Holly Ann Shrugam. Abdullah Shahid. Aaron Ruben Sharper. Sarah Catherine Sherban. Hyung Won Shin. Björn Sigurdsson. Daniel Yoon Silverman. Emma Dion Silverman. Meredith Harper Simpson. Gurkaran Singh. Viraj Pratap Singh. Natalie Ruth Slater. Eric Masaru Smith. Jacob Harold Smith. Samuel Harrison Smith. Jeremy Wolford Snyder. Coleman Joseph Solis. Brooke Solomon. Leah Solomon. Alondra Sota. Arthur Alexander Soto. Aliki Stoyanu. Erin Sue, summa cum laude. Lauren Guojing Su. Adrian Suarez del Busto. Jack Henry Swanson. Spencer William Swensrud. Alice Tan. Jesus Isaiah Tapia, bless you. Xu Jiao Tang. Jeremy Alexander Tepper. Israel Chiru. Nina Virginie Thibault. Alexander Thomas. Cecil Alexander Wild Thomas. Liliana Catherine Tomey. Jennifer Tillman Thompson. Rachel Marcusy Tills. Brandon Tolentino Serrano. Peter Collison Troop. DeAndre K. Turton. Michael Eric Untereiner. Conrad Jefferson Utterback. Maria Valencia. Maya Varghese. Annika Sofia Happy Villegas. Vedant Vora. Dana Ching Wang. Yijuen Wang. Yushi Wang. George Adam Ward. Sophie Weil Roth. Justin Welts. Nicola Ella Wheeler. Olivia Whitener. Sabrina Wilk. Chasen Grant Wilson. Jonathan A. Wilson. Olivia Wood. Christian Pacheco Warwick. Christopher James Wright. Jenna Wu. Zihao Xiu. Wenhao Xuan. Cheryl Yao. Anna Yu. Anna Alessandra Nicolita Cruz Ku. Melissa Savala. Marco Javier Cepeda. Aurora Xingxing Zhang. Guirulo John. Emily Mei Sung. Nina Wanran Zhou. Madeline Tucker Zug. Leo Zuniga. Ivan Kimball Hernandez Solomon Jr. Oh. Making an entrance. Let me say that again. Ivan Kimball Hernandez Solomon Jr. Laura Jiang.
I salute the class of 2019. Move your tassels from the right to the left. All right, sage folk. It is now time for me to give you a charge. Not that kind of charge. Another. The tilt of the Earth's axis and its orbit around the sun has changed the seasons. Life has its own tilted axis and its own orbit. Life is a series of changing seasons. Birth, death, silence, speech, war, peace, finals, freedom. The end of Game of Thrones, thank God. Wisdom tells us there is a time and a season for everything. We are at a certain season in our world and our countries. I don't know the exact global season. I'll defer to our expert, Esther Brimmer. But having seasons is a universal of our world. And even in the natural world, there's difference. America's spring is Australia's autumn and Syria's summer. It's also true of our spiritual climate. Your season of hope may be someone else's season of sorrow. It's true of political climate. One country's calm exists within another nation's chaos. You have come to Pomona from all over the world. You have brought the richness of your cultures, your countries, your lives to make this place what it is. I want you to take note of that richness. I am so proud of you all. When I speak of that pride, I want to acknowledge many firsts. We have so many students here who are the first in their families to graduate from college. So many the first to make a voyage across the world to come here. So many of you took risks that were the first for you. We have another first in recent years. There are 4 seniors among us who are Marines and veterans. Mo Dyson, Chandra Dias, Jordan Peterson, Chris Vasquez, Semper Fidelis. We're proud to call you our own. We're proud of all of our sage hens. In the military, our veterans experienced a season of living according to someone else's command. By stark contrast, while here, all of you had a degree of agency in ways that were new, exciting, and sometimes overwhelming. Still, at Pomona, you experienced a season of mentorship. You've had professors guide you, peer mentors befriend you, and staff support you throughout your time here. Can those of you who have been peer mentors please stand if you are able? As you look out onto the next season of your lives, I want you to tell you, not winter is coming, but spring. Spring isn't coming, spring is here. You're stepping into a season of greater independence. Don't worry, you're not alone. Seasons change, and now yours has. There will be more winters, but this is your spring, and you're facing the sun. Yeah, you're awakening. It's a heady time. Fresh air, green growth, and super blooms, maybe allergies. But enjoy your spring. Play barefoot in the grass. Take an unexpected turn in your career. Enjoy the daylight. Live with continuous anticipation of great things. I want you to remember, though, don't get so intoxicated in your spring that you forget the long, hard winters for others that they're enduring. Empathy is one of the most crucial and profound traits we can acquire. But a word of caution, don't just empathize with people who are most like you. Feel empathy with those who are different from you and seek to understand others' perspectives. Fritz Breithaupt wrote a book called The Dark Sides of Empathy, where it explores how it can trigger tribalism, polarize you, and keep you rooting only for your own team. We see that at play at times on the global stage. The dark side of empathy, aligning oneself with a side of conflict so radically can result in terror, like in Sri Lanka, or far-right nationalism, like in Charlottesville. As the award-winning journalist Hannah Rosen said in generations past, quote, "We thought of empathy as the big warm sun lighting the path to peace for us all. Now it operates like a torch. You shine it on your friends and you use it to harm your enemies." My charge to you is to take that torch of empathy and shine it on those whom you believe might be your enemies. Don't burn them. Share your spring with those who are different from you, who have different experiences and worldviews. It's no credit to our character if we only extend our goodwill to those who instinctively evoke it. Otherwise, we will be no better than those whom we criticize. Use your empathy for building up, not tearing down. Let me tell you, it is hard to do this. I have been called names
My brother and I had spit on our faces on the school bus as children. It is not easy to see humanity on the other side of that. But seeing humanity all around you is a gift you can give to yourself, and no one can take it away from you. No one but you can master it. It is an education in and of itself. Here at Pomona, your education has been shaped by the many different people around you. You're about to encounter many, many more. Remember, each is in their own season. Remember your winters, your falls, and summers. Some have come, some are still to come. Remember your struggles. Remember your triumphs. Remember when the moon was hidden from your view. Remember when the light broke through. Remember all of that so you can remember someone else's. Summer, winter, fall, and spring don't happen to you at the same time. Your work isn't going to come to fruition for at least one more season. You will get there from here, but it won't happen overnight. Be patient. Be restless in your self-improvement, but be gentle in your self-talk. Never compromise in your character, but forgive yourself and others for inevitable mistakes. Counsel yourself as kindly as you would counsel a friend. Remember that seasons change, and that's both a warning and a blessing. Your time is now. Your spring is now. Take it all forward and take it all in. Ada Limon wrote a poem that I want to leave you with. It's included in your program, so if you open it up, you can follow along with me. More than the fuchsia funnels breaking out of the crabapple tree, more than the neighbor's almost obscene display of cherry limbs shoving their cotton candy blossoms to the slate sky of spring rains, it's the greening of the trees that really gets to me. When all the shock of white and taffy, the world's baubles and trinkets leave the pavement strewn with the confetti of aftermath, the leaves come. Patient, plodding, a green skin growing over whatever winter did to us. A return to the strange idea of continuous living despite the mess of us. The hurt, the empty. Fine then, I'll take it, the tree seems to say. A new slick leaf unfurling like a fist to an open palm. I'll take it all. Please take it all. Congratulations to the class of 2019.